going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this movie review of Juice. And this is a crime thriller film that came out in 1992. If y'all don't know about this movie, Juice, this was like a big hit at that time. Like, this is kind of like a hood film. And I really don't like to call it that, but a lot of us that watched this movie back then would say it is. So this movie was directed by Ernest Dickerson, and it stars Omar Epps as Q or Quincy, Tupac Shakur, may he rest in peace, as Bishop, Khalil Kain as Raheem, Jermaine Hopkins as Steele, Vincent Laresca as Rodamez, Cindy Heron as Yolanda, I believe that's how her name is pronounced. And she was a member of the group En Vogue, all right? The R&B group. And it also has special guests. Samuel Jackson plays a little role on there, Queen Latifah, DJ Flex, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and many others, you know. It's too many to name, all right? So this is the Blu-ray right here. And I've been trying to get this movie on Blu-ray for a while now. For those who already seen the movie knows what this thing is about, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. All right. So I'll start off with the plot and how it came about. Now, this movie starts off with some rap music, and I believe that's Rakim rapping at the beginning, and it has Q sleeping, listening to music, and then his mother interrupts him, say, "Hey, get up, you're gonna be late for school again," and all that stuff. So it starts off like in the morning time. So it's Q, Bishop, Steele, Raheem, all of them getting ready for school, supposedly, and they just having a nice little normal morning, getting up, freshening up, all that stuff. If you find out a little in the movie, Bishop's real father is in this movie, but it's the saying like he's there, but he's not really there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It all starts now, pretty pleasant and positive. Once they get out the house, they start meeting up and all that. And keep in mind now, Raheem is like the leader of this crew called Wrecking Crew. Keep that in mind. So Bishop has an encounter with this guy named Rodamez, who is Vincent Laresca's character. And pretty much they heard that Bishop was talking crap about him, and then they got in a little argument and fussing, and they about to get in a fight and all that stuff. So it starts off as like slow but having fun, chatting, having a great time. I'm gonna skip a few scenes here. And the chase with the cops was pretty interesting. And they running away from the cops. They trying to get them to go back to school, but they pretty much drop out of school. So they ain't really interested in school. Q was more interested in becoming a DJ one day to be successful instead of just nickel and diming on the streets all the time. Raheem he's a father, but he sees no interest in becoming a father. He just wants to hang out with his friends. And Steele is considered the weakest link in the group. So even though his name is Steele, he's still kind of like the softest one in the crew. And Bishop is kind of they say he's on the crazy side, even at the beginning. I'm gonna say one more part about this movie without giving any spoilers. So I'm gonna skip to the scene where they was in Steele's house, and Bishop saw something on the news that made him realize, like, I'm getting tired of being considered a punk out here in the streets. I'm getting tired of, running away from people. He just had enough. So he decided to he tried to tell the crew to step up as a man, then go out in the blaze if you have to, and all that stuff. So he just got tired of just being pushed around, like, you know, from with bullies and stuff. That's when Q realized, like, yo, man, this dude is out of his mind. You know, I'm not. He kind of like had that doubt about him once that argument set in, and I'll stop there. All right. So I hope I give the movie review without any spoilers. To pretty much give my summary of the movie, I think it is a hood classic. That's what a lot of people consider it as, a hood classic, cult classic even. Tupac did a really phenomenal job playing the character Bishop. The movie starts off kind of slow, but then towards the end, it starts getting a little darker. And for those that seen this movie before, they will understand what I'm saying. For those who have not watched this movie before, don't judge it at the beginning of the movie thinking it's going to be all this, that, and the third. Watch the whole film and you'll see what I mean. Like, really watch it and understand, like, the psycho, not psycho behavior, but the scary parts of being in the streets gets exposed. And I wanted to say that I remember when I watched this movie for the first time in 1992, my older brother, Seth Dog, he, you know, had this movie and we watched it together. And you know, me being a young kid, I ain't supposed to be watching it anyway because it's rated R. But when we watch it, man, it to me, it's like one of the, at that time, it was probably one of the best hood movies we ever seen, man. And what it says on the cover poses with feeling an exciting movie, and it really is, you know what I'm saying? Since I have the Blu-ray, they have some extras on there, like commentary by the director. You got like behind the scenes, and they got galleries of the film, you know, as they was, you know, filming the set. All I'm going to say about this movie is that if you have not seen this movie before, I highly recommend you check it out. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is when they was at school with Q and Bishop, you know, talking to each other inside the school. That's one of my favorite scenes, man. Tupac's acting on that scene is just freaking superb, man. And then another favorite scene of mine is when they was in the house arguing too. So even though there's some good scenes on this movie that I enjoy, those ones I mentioned is one of my favorites, or some of my favorites. And keep in mind that this movie did came out in the early 90s. So there was a couple of scenes in there that's kind of cheesy, and some scenes didn't age well, but that still don't subtract the fact that this is a really good film, man. And again, like I said, if you haven't seen this movie before, peep it out. And I like I said, I enjoyed it. I had to get the Blu-ray, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, shout out to the director, shout out to all the actors and actresses in this film. And honestly, I can watch this movie like once a month and not have a problem with it. All right, so that's it. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.